Todd Meredith from Froth Stop. How are you today?
Very good, thank you, Paul. Very good.
Awesome, mate. Thanks so much for joining this interview. Look forward to hearing about you and your business. So, great starting point. Your business looks really interesting, and I'm sure the listeners are going to want to know a little bit more about it. So, what can you tell us in a quick summary?
In a quick summary, we basically developed a automated beverage dispensing system that we can now pour 6 pints in 1 minute, fully automated. We built a automated cup dropping system. So the cups are now dropped into a rotating tray, spout comes down, and we can actually control the milliliters and create the exact amount of head, all done electronically at a quick speed.
Fantastic, eh? No spillage, faster than what humans can pour it.
Yeah, so it basically works out to be that we can do 450 pints in an hour. There is no wastage anymore because everything is done full control with the flow, the depth. We even can preset parameters of cup sizes into it, so you can pour different cup sizes automatically. And we've built in payment systems. We've got marketing screens on the back. So our concept was originally for stadiums. So when you go to a football game in Australia, you're missing a portion of the game. So we decided that if we made a machine that could make the beers go out faster, but you could still watch the game from the machine, so you're not missing anything. Try to keep everybody involved in what they're actually there for.
So those fans that are really passionate about their sports team, they don't miss a minute and they can still have their beer.
That's the plan.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Love to hear about that. Yes. Good stuff. So what got you into this?
Bit of a funny story. So me and my business partner, we started this about 7-8 months ago. And I have a few other companies, and he was one of my biggest clients. We got to know each other over about 6 years, and I'm a robotics engineer by trade, and he's a mechanic and boilermaker by trade.
Yep.
So we kind of came up with a concept. Let's try to speed up, get the beer when we go to the pub on a Friday night. Awesome. Thought we'd both chuck in a bit of money and have a crack at it. And from there, we ended up starting our company. And in the space of 3 weeks, we actually found an overseas company that had done what we wanted to do.
Okay.
Not fully what our concept was, but close, and we thought we could work with it. So we reached out. They actually had a letter of intent for a company in Australia already. We ended up in that 3-week period buying out that company and becoming exclusive distributors for 15 years to Australia and New Zealand from a company out of Poland. And from that point, within about 5 months, we ended up buying out 3 shareholders from the Polish company, and we became the majority shareholder in the company that invented the machine. And since then, we've developed a team of about 46 people between 2 countries and took the machine from being in a few countries to we're in about 19 countries in the space of 7-8 months.
There's nothing like going at full speed, is there?
Us Aussies say we don't mess around.
And is this full speed for you guys? Like, is there a way you could make this go faster?
Yeah, so we've actually, since we jumped in, we've got a lot of mechatronics engineers, robotics engineers, IT developers and software developers that now work for us.
Yep.
We've actually got 6 new products we're going to launch in end of June, beginning of July globally. So we've created not just this system that we currently have on the market, but 2 separate versions of it. So a plug and play tap that goes onto all your manual handled fonts in venues, so bars and restaurants. Yep. Our system currently now is for stadiums for speed of service, and then we've created another system that we can adapt multiple drinks into one system and pour at the same time.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
We actually also went one step further, and we've developed one of the first automated Guinness machines in the world that we've just approached the market with. So we can actually do Guinness in a single pour for speed of service, and we can do Guinness to the exact parameters that Diageo request. So 2 pours, time delays, perfect milliliters, perfect every time.
And how many Irishmen are going to be happy with that?
we
Millions, I
actually
would have thought.
we actually did our debut on St. Patrick's Day for a festival here in Perth, where we had 4,000 people, 4,000 Irish people come through, and we had 5 Guinness machines
Yeah.
that we took down on our automated bars, and we were the only physical taps pouring Guinness on that day for all the Irish. And we actually ran out of kegs before the event had finished because our machine was pouring it that quick. People were loving it. We were getting lots of people taking photos and video on it. It was quite a good debut.
Love it. Love it. I wish I had this interview a couple of weeks ago, so I could have come along. Just hearing about it, yeah. But they're awesome, mate. Particularly Perth. I mean, Perth's got a big Irish population, so you've done extremely well.
Very much so. We actually had the concept was put forward to us by a company overseas to see if we could actually develop it, and we managed to develop it in about 2.5 months to a physical working product that we could now launch to the market, and we're about to launch it globally. So we've had Guinness Australia. We're in discussions with them now.
Yep.
And we're stepping overseas.
Awesome. Love to hear that, mate. That's a true success story. But if you had any obstacles along the way, I know it's only been 17 months.
Plenty of obstacles, as you can imagine, with coming up with an idea in such a short period of time, buying into an overseas company and then becoming the majority shareholder in that, and developing it from such a small team into a large team, spreading it across multiple countries. I'm sure you can understand that there's a few hurdles like contractors, distribution agreements that we've got to come across. Then financing is obviously one of the main things that you come across with a startup company.
Yep.
And also broaching the market. We didn't realize it would be as difficult as what it was in certain places to bring an automated system. Some places just weren't ready for automation. So then we've had to try develop it and put a different spin on it. So not just doing beers, but we've now made it so we can pour cocktails and RTDs out of our machines as well, to bring a bit more fun and more of a friendly environment.
Yeah.
So some of the hurdles just was people's reception of what we were doing. A lot of people thought that we were trying to take people's jobs to start with. Automation is basically one of the main things that most hospitality workers think, that we're coming to try to take their jobs.
Yep.
Couldn't be further from the truth. We're trying to help them. We're working with larger venues like stadiums where there's just physically not enough people, and they're always under pressure. Never being able to achieve what the stadiums are wanting them to achieve. So we try to develop a machine to do all the heavy lifting for them. Yep. So the staff have an easier day, not being under pressure from their bosses, managers, and also patrons.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly what it's about. So when you've put your team together, what are some of the key attributes you've been looking for in people that you've hired?
So we ended up getting some very skilled sales reps that actually worked for some of the brewing companies globally. So they were procurement managers. So they were some of the staff that were going out to the stadiums to get the tap agreements. So we managed to get 2 very, very good sales reps, bring them into the team. And then we also realized we wanted to keep going as a tech company. Yep. So we started going down the path furthermore in the software development side of things. So we've now developed into our machines that we can give all data analytics of everything our machine physically does. So how many cups it dispenses, how many beers have been poured, the beer temperature, the timestamp that we can see live. Then we also wanted to go a little bit further, which is when we started getting some robotics engineers and mechatronics engineers in with our software developers to then introduce 2-way communication so we can control the machines from our laptop. So now we have a 24/7 online support system that if someone is struggling with the machine or it's not operating at its full capacity, we can jump into that machine remotely and assist them.
Yeah, wow. How good's that?
Yeah.
Must be pretty pleased with that in such a short space of time too.
We've got an incredible team, absolutely outstanding team. I couldn't have done it without them, to be honest. And what we're developing now, moving forward with some of our newer products, the skill set that we've developed from our first machine into our new products, one of them being that we now actually manufacture our own electronic circuit boards. So we build our circuit boards for our machines themselves so that one circuit board is interchangeable between all 7 of our products, because we've got, we're working on a cup collection system for reusable cups that has automatic payment back to the customer.
Yep.
We've also got a container collection system that we're designing for a food catering company for mine sites in reusable containers that then alerts the catering staff that the cartridges are full to come remove and put a new cartridge in, and it will actually separate broken containers, full containers, sort them into sizes all internally, so then they can put them through the wash stations that we're working on. So we tried to develop across the board a bit of a system that we can utilize between every one of our new products, and then also going into reusing and recycling as well.
That's phenomenal, isn't it? Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you sleep at all? Like, do you actually get any downtime, or are you just churning this all the time?
No, I'm a bit of an insomniac. So I work between 16 and 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. So this has been probably the best thing for me. It's given me something to do instead of just laying in bed staring at the roof.
Do we need to find a way to get you to switch off so you get some downtime, or is that a tall order at the moment?
This is, to be fair, this is a real passion of mine. I worked offshore in oil and gas in the ROV sector. So I used to build the remotely operated vehicles and then go out and pilot them. Thoroughly enjoyed playing with anything to do with automation and robotics. Now being able to do my own business with my business partner with such an incredible team. It's like going to work it's not work. It's fun.
It's fun, yeah.
Get to work with some of the most intelligent people, and our team's just so excited because we're continually moving forward and developing, and the ideas coming out and our capabilities is really exciting.
Yep. What about the gaps? Like, are you seeing any gaps in your business at the moment?
I think now that we've got such a wide range of products, it's finding the appropriate distributors in each market, because we were just originally in alcohol. So in beer, now as we've ventured out into beer, we're specializing with a Guinness machine, then we're going into cocktails and RTDs. We're also manufacturing our own roller bars. Right. When we're going into now cup collection systems and container collection systems, building electronic circuit boards and PCBs, and then writing coding. There's a lot of a gap trying to find the right way to utilize everything in each market, because every country is very different. So that's probably the gap that we're finding at the moment, is just understanding every market and what the needs are. So in terms of your effort that goes into planning, is that taking a bigger portion of your time, or on the way through? Yeah, we've got quite a good strategic planning team dotted in multiple countries now, and the distributors that we've put in place are also in the industries that we're trying to roll into. So they've already had pre-established businesses, so they know the market holes and what needs to be achieved and how to achieve it. So we work very closely with our exclusive distributors and partners globally now. Yeah, nice, awesome. So a real collaboration business. Yeah. So what's been the one biggest challenge you've had? Probably the travel, to be fair. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've spent probably out of the last 12 months, I've probably spent 9 months abroad, traveling around and trying to understand different markets with the distributors in there, also having to start learning some new languages as well. So there's a lot of little challenges that you just wouldn't expect with starting this such a short period of time ago. Every day is, to be fair, a bit of a challenge. You wake up and there's a new challenge there, ready to rock and roll. Yep. How do you balance that between your work life and your personal life, or is it all intertwined? To be fair, it's all a bit intertwined. I'm married. I've got a very career-driven partner as well. So she also understands that with a startup company, there's going to be a lot of time for me being away and a lot of late nights and not around as such. But we've got such a strong relationship that I'm able to take her to a lot of the places I'm also going as well. So she gets to be a part of what I'm doing, which is how we kind of balance our home life and work life, intertwine them a little bit. Got to have some fun along the way, especially being around the alcohol industry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, have you got any role models that you look to keep you motivated or learn from?
Yeah, I've actually been extremely fortunate with my family. So my granddad is probably one of my biggest role models in life. He's 89, still comes to work every day.
Yeah,
switched on as it's unbelievable. And he's started 5 different businesses. So we're in machinery, catering, sandblasting, painting, property development, and property managing.
Wow.
So I've been brought up kind of around that. So granddad started when he was 21 with his first business, and just learning from him and how hard he works, still to be coming to work 5 days a week at 89 years old. And I'm still learning every day off of him.
Yep.
And from his foundations that he's built up over the years, he's met some very interesting people that he's now put on to me. Yep. So we've got some of our role models would be, we've got a power station company that is part of our company now, the founders of it.
Yep.
So they did power generation for mine sites. They actually provided the power down there.
Okay.
I talk with them every day. They give us advice. They help to structure our business.
Yep.
Even our account or business manager, sorry, he owns his own accounting firm that is on the top tier of accounting. So large corporate enterprises.
Yep.
Which has then linked me into some of their friends overseas to help me start understanding overseas businesses, tax laws, how you can set up contracts. So I've been very, very, very fortunate. But Granddad was the one that started this with me and for me, gave me the opportunity with letting me learn from him in business life from when I was young.
Yeah, fantastic, eh?
Yeah.
And what do you feel are some of the misconceptions about starting a business that people may have in the market?
Sleep is going to be non-existent from that point onwards when you're starting a business.
Yep.
A lot of business. I'm a tradesman. I've been fortunate to grow up around business. I think starting a business, not a lot of people really understand the back end side of things. When you're going into your accounting, doing your taxes, just simple things like that take a massive chunk of time and a huge understanding to get going.
Yep.
But also how much dedication you're willing to put into a business. It's having an idea and going forward with an idea. That's all well and good. But when you start getting into your first year of business, that's the hardest part of it all. Understanding what else you've got to do to just keep yourself going and the company going until you really get traction.
Yes.
Startup companies, even though we've got great ideas, it's not been simple from the beginning. Try to explain and introduce a new automated system to the world. It's not an easy task. So when you get going, you've got an idea and a concept of how much money you may need, what your plan, what your strategy is, what your business model is going to be, but then having to adapt as you're going to continue the business and develop it in the right way. I think that's one of the main misconceptions, is being able to adapt and kind of overcome situations that are not comfortable and you're not prepared for.
And just having the headspace to cope with that and to be able to make good decisions on the fly.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Last question from me. What's the one bit of advice you'd give to somebody that's thinking of starting a business?
One bit of advice.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots, but
just do it. If you've got an idea and you've got the go, just go for it. A lot of people have these great ideas and they always come to fruition, but someone else has done it and they regret it. Don't have regret in life. If you want to do something, you've got the idea and the passion to do it, just do it and give it your all.
And just make it happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic words. Todd Meredith from the Froth Stop. That's a mouthful, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, Paul.